Every dog has his day.
Okay, I'm reloaded!
Raiders, we a nation of raiders. It's a nation of raiders. We a nation of raiders. It's a nation of raiders. We a nation of raiders. It's a nation of raiders. We a nation of raiders. It's a nation of raiders. Welcome to a new day. Step up in the oracle. Silver and black, you know we so historic. Many backbreakers, many chain treasures. The other teams only wish they could measure.
Hello, and welcome to another edition of InBounds with the Oakland Raiders. I am your host, Trestin George. I'm sitting in for the lovely Melina Torgesian today. We have a special guest on the set today, a young man out of Dillard High School, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, where he kicked up major dust. A 5A All-State honor, prep star, All-American. Ended up getting the scholarship to Auburn University. In the meanwhile, he also won a state championship in basketball in high school, too. He lettered 3 years at Auburn. 2007, got first team All-SEC honors before getting drafted to the Cincinnati Bengals in 2008 with the 77th pick. Spent 5 years out in Cincinnati. Now he's here with us in Oakland for his 6th season. I'd like to introduce you guys to Pat Sims. How you doing, Pat, baby?
I'm good. How y'all doing out there?
Now, Pat, I spoke a little bit about, the things you did in high school when it comes to, all-state honors, All-American, and, being a professional athlete and even in high school aspiring to be a pro. What was your motivation to keep going?
Man, where I'm from, it was a lot of competition. So, I just wanted to be best at what I did, Either it was basketball or football, I just kept going, and being competitive, that's just my nature.
Yeah, man, big time. Being an athlete, period, is competitive.
Yeah, it is.
In any sport, and you played too in high school. Being a two-sport athlete and just dealing with all of that competition. How do you feel in terms of being a two-sport athlete? I'm a high school coach too as well, and that's one thing I try to stress to my kids is just getting out there and experiencing different sports and applying it to ball. What do you feel about playing two sports in high school?
Well, playing two sports in high school really helped me because it made me real athletic. Basketball helped me with my hips, my quickness. I was undersized, so I had to stick guards too. So being a big guy sticking guards, it helped me be very athletic. So when it turned over to football, it kind of ran hand in hand. It kind of gave me the advantage.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's a big man sticking guards. That's a big accomplishment. Now, you're dealing with competition and all that stuff. Now, when you left high school, you got the nod to be All-American, all of that stuff. You signed your letter of intent to Auburn. Now, what was the transition like for you? Being a man at Fort Lauderdale and big man on campus to going to Auburn to being pretty much bottom of the totem pole and having to prove yourself all over again.
It's life. Like I say, I'm very competitive. So when I got there, I just kept that same image. To me, and just kept pushing, trying to be the best that I can be. So when I went out there, it didn't matter who I lined up against. Freshman, sophomore, senior, junior, whatever, I was out there trying to beat them, showing what I had.
Yeah, big time, man, because you coming in as pretty much the freshman, you got to show and prove.
Trying to prove something to them.
Big time. Now, when it comes to, the decision you made in going to Auburn, I'm sure there were plenty of schools across the nation that would have loved to have you. What was the experience like being a War Eagle?
It's crazy, man. Y'all seen it firsthand, I'm sure, this past weekend.
Oh, yeah.
So, it's a lot of tradition there, and, I didn't have any family that way or anything, but I did have somebody, a couple of people I went to school with that went to Auburn, so, it kind of felt like home, and then, it just felt pretty mutual up there, so, that's just somewhere I chose to go because it felt like home.
Right. Now, when you're going, and this is one thing that I noticed. When I left high school, I got to college, D1 scholarship. Now you're looking at being a student athlete. Whereas previous, you were just, this big time athlete. You handled your business and did what you need to do in the classroom, but it becomes a job for you at a Division I level, right? When it comes to being a student athlete. So how did you juggle, being at Auburn and then also having to get your grades and all of that other stuff?
I mean, they pretty much had it laid out for you. When you first got there, you know, you're gonna go to class. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have a study hall. So I mean, you just got to take advantage of that study hall time because you're gonna be in there at least 2 hours a day. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much on the system, a schedule I meant. So I mean, you just got to take advantage of those opportunities and what they give you. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna give you tutors if you need them. So you just got to take advantage of them.
Yeah, big time, and that's huge. You know, they give you a lot of tutors and all of that stuff in college. They keep it organized for you so that you can succeed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when it comes to it, you know, you had a stellar career at Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
You know, moving from there, what was the draft process like? What was it like to, you know, a lot of guys from Auburn go to the NFL. You know, we know a lot of them. You know, some of our favorites here and there. But what was the process like for you? Was it difficult? Was it something that you pretty much expected being at Auburn, or was it something brand new to you?
Honestly, I didn't even know I was going to enter the NFL that year. You know what I'm saying? It just came as, like, after my last game, you know, they started hearing a lot of stuff. And then, you know, we had coaches that was going to be changing and stuff. So I was like, man, I don't want to go through all that, you know what I'm saying? So I entered the draft and then, you know, started working out, you know, and just pretty much prepping myself for the NFL, you know what I'm saying? It didn't matter what round I was going to go in, you know what I'm saying? As long as I had that opportunity, you know what I'm saying, to showcase my talent. Right. And, you know, I went in the third round, and, you know, I just went from there.
Right. And might I add that this man played through an injury in that year and got first team All-SEC. I mean, you had a hand fracture, and like you said, you didn't even know that you was going to make it. But, I mean, just that perseverance and that hard work that you put in through all this time got you to where you are today.
Yeah, totally, man. It didn't matter if I had an injury or not, you know what I'm saying? Like, it all depends what kind of injury you could play with it, you know what I'm saying? I had a club on for pretty much a little over half of the season, and I still, you know what I'm saying, went out there and did my thing. So, I mean, I just thank God for it.
Yeah, that's old school football there.
Yeah, that's old school football. Pretty much out there with one hand.
Right. Now when it comes to injury, you know, we all see it. You know, we've all been there. Most of us who play football have been through surgeries or whatever have you.
Mm-hmm.
And especially with you in 2008, you know, your rookie season in the NFL, your first sack came, November 2nd against Dave Garrard, right?
Yeah, versus Dave Garrard.
I mean, that had to be an awesome feeling.
Yeah, it was a great feeling.
So what was the mindset for you going into that rehabilitation, knowing that, you know, okay, I got to get right, I got to get back on the football field? What was your mindset when it came to approaching these workouts?
Oh, getting better, you know, getting faster, getting stronger, you know what I'm saying, just staying in shape. And just, you know what I'm saying, pretty much trying to outwork my opponent. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I pretty much just went in there with the mindset of getting better.
Right. And that's huge because of anything else, you know, when it comes to, you know, getting injured, you have high hopes for yourself. Mm-hmm. You know, that can sort of diminish the mentality, you know, of a player to keep pushing.
But if you get injured, man, regardless what the injury is, you work. You know what I'm saying? You work extra hard to get back in shape, and you work extra hard to get that injury stronger, regardless what it is. So, I mean, I don't care what injury I have, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to always work because I done been injured a lot in my career, you know what I'm saying? It's pretty much my first season without any injuries. Right.
And that's a big thing, man. Congrats on that.
Mm-hmm.
But as you guys heard, you know, this is a professional football player talking about continuous work. You know, the job is never done. It's always work to be done. Now, when it comes to, you know, playing and balling out, now, what is the relationship between the defensive line and the secondary, the rest of the defense? Because I know everything works hand in hand in defense. Could you just explain to our viewers really quickly, what is it like between the defensive line and the rest of the defense?
I mean, the defensive line, we get along with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Our defense is, you know what I'm saying, one tight-knit group. You know what I'm saying? Everybody get along with everybody. Everybody talk to each other. You know what I'm saying? We were like one big family. We out there fighting together. So, I mean, there's no individuals on our defense. We all like brothers. You know what I'm saying? So, if one go fight, we all going to fight, period.
Exactly. Man, you got me pumped up and ready to play. That seems like that's all the time we have for today. I'd like to thank you, man, for your valued time and your success that you're doing here with the Oakland Raiders. I'd also like to give a special thanks to Mario Bobino for making this production happen. I am your host, Trestin George. I will see you guys next week signing out for InBounds with Oakland Raiders. Thank you.